वो पीछे का तुम्हारा घोंसला निकल गया क्या है अभी भी?
नहीं है सर।
है क्या?
ये
लेकिन सामने से दिख नहीं
Good
रहा है
evening,
तुम्हारा
sir.
घोंसला। लगा दीजिए, start।
Take responsibility, you take power to transform your life. It isn't confidence that comes first, rather acting. Confidence follows action.
That reminds me of a Tony Robbins quote. If you talk about it, it is a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real.
One is organized with the vision to empower and facilitate students to navigate their future and make their dreams real. Avenue here, as it is for the very first time, that we have student participation. Avenue, a French word meaning the future or time to come, is a platform where students will be empowered to confidently make wise career decisions, and it would play a crucial role in guiding and shaping the future of the youth.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, we take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty, Haitham bin Tariq Al Said, for the unstinting benevolence showered on the Indian community in the Sultanate of Oman. We wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Senior Principal and Education Advisor, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, Mr. M.P. Vinoba, and other esteemed members of the board, acclaimed officials from CBSE, distinguished guests from the Indian Embassy, President, Indian School Wadi Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the committee, distinguished members of the business community, and members of the education cell, all principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, and all the enthusiastic aspirants.
Wadi Al Kabir is the proud torchbearer of this mega event under the auspices of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day 2 of Avenue 2021. We have chosen a different gemstone as a theme for each day with a significant connotation. Today's theme is the yellow sapphire, which represents naturalist intelligence. It signifies a close connection with nature, with objects in nature. The youth with this intelligence know how to apply scientific theories to life. Welcome all once again. Your hosts for this evening are Disha of class 11 and Jevarsha of class 9 from Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir.
Dear participants, you're requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the description box towards the end of the session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. Attendees, you're requested to post your queries in the chat box. It will be addressed by our distinguished guests during the Q&A session.
In Bangalore were founded by Dr. Chanraj Roychan in 1990 with the vision of providing quality education and entrepreneurial opportunities to the masses. Today, with us eminent representatives from the Jain group of institutions who will discuss about the 21st century trends and opportunities in allied health careers. We have with us Mr. Rajkumar Jain, Senior Manager, International Admissions, and Dr. Ishwaran Iyer, Pro VC, Dean and Director of Management, and Ms. Akansha. To our stalwart speakers, let's watch a video about the university. That was indeed a splendid video. I'd like to call upon our guest speakers for this session. Mr. Rajkumar in sales and marketing with 25 years rich experience in admissions and international educational counseling, an out-of-the-box thinker, senior avenue since 2019, career matchmaker, end-to-end career counselor, marathoner and motivator, and a passionate leader. And then we have Dr. Ishwaran Iyer with 29 years of industry of experience in academia, has been a master strategist transforming businesses from winding up hiring other similar businesses. He has traveled widely to West Asia, East Africa, and Southeast Asia and UK with a history of awards. His motto, being making youngsters the leaders of tomorrow, made him venture into the field of education sector of a Fortune 500 promoted company. Over to you, our eminent presenters, for your presentation.
Akansha, you can start.
Yes. Hi all, I'm Akanksha and I'm from Jain University. Namaste from India to all of you. To all, I welcome all the students and the designated person over here. I welcome Mr. Rajkumar sir and Dr. Ishwaran Iyer. I'm here to tell you more about the Jain University. First, I would like to introduce Mr. Dr. Ishwaran Iyer. As ma'am has already introduced with you Dr. Rajkumar sir, and I'm here to tell you about Dr. Ishwaran Iyer. As ma'am told, Dr. Ishwaran Iyer, with 29 years of industry experience and 16 plus years of experience in academia, has been a master strategist in transforming businesses from winding up to the capacity of acquiring other similar business. He has traveled widely to West Asia, East Africa, and Southeast Asia, and UK with history of award-winning performances. His motto being making youngster the leader of tomorrow made him venture into the field of education sector in spite of being CFA of a Fortune 500 promoted company. A double doctorate in management from India and USA, along with MPhil, MBA, PGDBM, PGDPM, MCOM, LLB, and honors degree in BCom summarizes the rich knowledge and process by Dr. Ishwaran Iyer. Yes, and now it's over to you, Rajkumar sir. Thank you so much. Over to you,
Thank you,
sir.
Akansha. Good evening to all of you. Thanks to Avenir team, they are giving me opportunity to present Jain deemed to be University Bangalore. Good evening and hearty welcome to all. Let me thankful and grateful to His Majesty Haitham bin Tariq Al Said sir at the outset, and let me thanks and congratulate all teachers, principals, staff of Al-Wadi Al-Kabir School, Indian Embassy officials, CPSC officials and chairman sir, Mr. Manoj Ahuja sir, past chairman Mr. Baby Samuel, current chairman Mr. Shiv Kumar, Al-Wadi Al-Kabir staff, Avenir team, Mr. Vinova, MP Vinova Education Advisor, Avenir team, and my mentor Dr. Rao for organizing such a wonderful event called Avenir. Avenir is not only for students. Guys, let me tell you, this Avenir is for all. For parents, because they want to settle down their child for rest of their life. This is for teachers, this is for faculty, because they want that the students should be good alumni and they always pride and proud on their students. And this is for all the universities, because every university wants good child and good good students. So today is 21st October 2021. 21st is the day, and we are in 21 year. So it's matching. Yeah, and let me tell you, Avenir is not when you born. It's when you started your you started thinking, when you took your decision when you was in 10th. So when you took your decision for science, commerce, or arts, your Avenir started from that day only. And I'm really thankful to. It's an immense pleasure to be here on this wonderful platform with the blessing of His Majesty Haitham bin Tariq sir. And gratitude and attitude are not challenges, but these are the choices. We, Jain University, would like to extend our gratitude to the whole country of Oman, and I would like to invite our Pro Vice Chancellor. When you are in Rome, you have to be Roman. So, you know, like, Ba Adab Ba Mulaija Hoshiar, you know, the only one, and that cannot be copy and paste, the God's representative, the person whose religion is only education. If you are Muslim, if you are Christian, if you are Hindu, He always behaved like education, that is his only religion. So please welcome, which cannot be copy and paste, only one in education industry, the king of education and industry, Dr. Ishwaran Iyer. So all to you, Dr. Ishwaran sir.
Good evening, dear students, dignitaries, parents. On behalf of the leadership team of the Jain Group of Institutions and Jain deemed to be university, I thank the organizers of Awareness 2021 and especially the Indian school Al-Wadi and Al-Kabir for giving us an opportunity to share our experiences and thoughts, especially into the emerging areas of education and technology. Today's theme is based on the 21st century demands of allied health care and sciences. Before I touch upon this particular topic, I would like just to share a small brief and background about what the Jain Group of Institution is about. The founder chairman, Dr. Chenraj Roychan, he started his career as a showroom salesman in a Bombay dyeing showroom in the central business district of Bangalore. He had a fire in his belly. He was hungry to do more. He was hungry to perform. He was hungry to become an entrepreneur, and he wanted to do something different. With that, at the age of 18, he went to Dhirubhai Ambani, the founder of the Reliance Group of Industries. And that time, I think Vimal was a textile brand. He went to him and told him in Tuta Futa Hindi, because Dhirubhai Ambani was a Gujarati person. Our chairman sir was not a Gujarati. He was a Marwadi. He went and told in Hindi कि सर मेरे को आपके साथ व्यापार करना है और लेकिन मैं 18 साल का बच्चा हूँ, मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपका बिजनेस बड़ा कर सकता हूँ. Typically like a Bollywood film story, he went to him. Dhirubhai Ambani, after meeting him 8 or 10 times later, gave him an opportunity to ask him, what do you want to do? In that era, what I'm talking about, the late 70s and the early 80s, India was a regulated country. You know, we were called as a country full of licenses. So those days, what used to happen is the textile fabrics used to come in the form of bales. It will come in 100 meters, 110 meters, or 120 meters. Depending on the size of the person, it used to be cut into pieces. And the rest, which was not sold, had to go back to the factory. And from the factory's outlet only, every factory had a second outlet, it was sold. The chairman sir went to Dhirubhai Ambani and said, whatever are your factories unsold thing, you give it to me, I will buy it in weight. He started doing it, and he was the man who created the cut piece market in India. I still remember, I have myself purchased the pant pieces and shirt pieces and the tapestry. And he started pant pieces, he started shirt pieces, he started tapestry, and joint sarees he started and became very big. But one thing which always hurt him was the poverty which India had. He traveled almost all parts of the southern India. I think RMKV was one of the brand he created. Chennai Silk was one of the brand he created. Kalyan Silks, I think in most of the Oman countries, you see Kalyan jewelry. Before that, they had a business called as Kalyan Silks. He created that brand. And most of his small time shopkeepers who were there, they became very big brands. He also had a very good business. But since he had seen poverty, one of the ways of eradicating poverty was quality education. With that in mind, in the year 1990, he gave away his lucrative business to his younger brother, and Bhagwan Mahavir Jain College was born. And within a span of 32 years, I'm proud to say that we have 3 universities, we have 85 institutions, and we have around 90,000 students. And we are right from toddler to PhD is what we offer in the form of education. And that has come only and only because of the support of parents. Our students who passed out are very good alumni, and the contribution what they have done to the respective countries or to the respective states or to the respective hometowns where they came from. In the year 2008, Bhagwan Mahavir Jain College, which was the first college what we started under Bangalore University, got a university status from the government of India under Section 3, that's the Act of Central Government. We got an university status based on our academic credentials, our all-round development of the student who are given job opportunities, the students who are given entrepreneurial opportunities, and students who contributed to the nation as a part of sports. Our alumni in those days was Pankaj Advani, 22 times national billiard champions. I had Rayan Poncha and Shikha Tandon who had represented India in the London Olympics. We had students like Robin Uthappa who used to play cricket. Now he's a part of the IPL team for Chennai Super Kings, and he was one of the players who played for Chennai Super Kings, and he was a member who won the IPL trophy this year as a part of a player from Chennai Super Kings. We had all these attributes. We qualified for an university. In the year 2008-9, from becoming a college, we became an university. We started as a university to teach. Now we are a teaching cum research university. As you see, the topic is on 21st century trends and opportunities in allied health career. I am lucky that I was born at a time when India was called as a backward country. India was called as a country of snake charmers and poor farmers. I couldn't see the Industry Revolution 1 and 2, but Industry Revolution 3 and 4 I have been able to see. Industry 1, I think, was electricity. Industry 2 was industrialization. Industry 3 was the globalization, what we could see. And now the industry version 4.0 or the Industry Revolution 4.0, which is called as the Industry 4, is now the thrust area is into information and communicative technology. I could see two revolutions, and from a country which was called as a country of snake charmers and farmers and a backward country, today we are among the top 10 wealthiest nations in the world. And that GDP growth of our country, the wealth what we could count, was based on two factors. One is Indians going everywhere and working, contributing to that nation and contributing in turn to our country. But for all these things, the role of an education institution was very prominent, because the education system in India, right from the time from school to the university, if you see, the thrust is develop, 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 reskill, unskill, upskill. We have been doing it. We have got adapted to the technologies. We have got adapted. And I think as a university, we have been able to provide. Based on this, today, Jain deemed to be university, which is in the 11th year of its inception, because 2009 and 8. If you see, I remember when I was a child, we used to see na dekh bura, na sun bura, na bol bura, and now the technology has brought in, and now you have the three symbols, what you are seeing. That is how the trend has changed from three Gandhiji's monkeys to using the symbols, what technology has brought. You children, you are very privileged that you are born in an era where technology is at your disposal. I remember during my generation, if I had to make a phone call, I had to go to the post office and wait for hours together to make a trunk call. Today, within 15 minutes, you are able to get connected through a mobile. With an app, you are able to connect to the world and the information at your disposal. Next slide. These are the achievements of our Jain deemed to be university. We are a member of the Association of Commonwealth Universities. We are a member of the Association of University of Asia and Pacific. We are a member of Association of Indian Universities. We are a member of the NIBES. NIBES actually is one of the largest professional body for management education. We are a member of that. We are among the top. We are around 85th in our NIRF ranking framework. In the QS India ranking, we are between the bracket of 91 to 95. NAC, a UGC subsidiary, a government of India undertaking, which assesses and rates the quality of education of an institution. We are a grade A university. In the revised framework, we are a grade A+ university with a score of 3.31 on a scale of 4. And in the Karnataka State University ranking framework, we have got a 5-star ranking continuously for the last 3 years. As I have been telling you, looking into the 21st century education. Education, now the concept of education has changed. Initially, I remember When I used to go to school, I had a teacher who will solve a problem. If I'm a BCom graduate, I used to do about accounting or taxation. He'll solve a problem. He'll give you a problem, he'll solve. It was more or less like face to face. So if we had a degree in our generation, that was enough for us to get a good opportunity to grow and scale up. And we had opportunities to scale up. Even along with the job, we could do higher studies, and earn and learn together also we could do. But today, the world has changed. What America requires, India has to cater. What Europe requires, India has to cater. What the GCC nations require, India has to cater, because India is one of the largest contributors to the knowledge sector or the knowledge economy of the world. We boast of good knowledge because of the education what we offer and the capabilities of a student to grasp and deliver. So the requirement of skills in the older generations was only getting a qualified or a recognized university degree. Even if you were a 12th standard, you could get a job. Even if you were a degree, you had jobs. If you had masters, you were into a better openings. But now it has transformed into different areas or different skill sets what you require, whether to succeed even for higher studies or for jobs or for contributing as an entrepreneur. So now you require attitudinal skills, where you require a flexible and positive attitude. You require business skills, because even if you are an IT student, you are required to generate money for them using your business skills. You require, even if you are in the healthcare segment today, because the topic is on healthcare and technology also is relevant there, you require those skill sets to generate income not only for you, but for your team and for the organization. You require people management skills. You require technical and digital skills, because today people don't like to write. They only use the short messaging services, or they communicate to mails. So the mails has to be short because people don't have time to read. So the communication has to be so strong that even if you type one word or two words, the impact has to be there. And later on, above all, you require a leadership skill, then you can scale up and rise up further. Next. Actually, healthcare segment, basically, if you see, any part of the world you go, it is a shortage profession. What used to happen in the olden days is medical colleges used to offer the allied health sciences. How it used to happen basically is, you have a hospital will have a nurse will take care of all these support services required for taking care of a patient, taking care of a operation, taking care of anything related to medicine. I think if you all remember, I think I can tell, in the olden days, we used to go to a doctor and he used to have a compounder. The compounder's job was to attend to whatever doctor says. But that compounder became knowledgeable based on experience, not based on qualification or based on training what you get as a part of your education. So what happened basically is, any part of the world you go, healthcare becomes a shortage profession. And as technology brought in a lot of changes, the IT segment, if you see, you require a coder, you require an algorithm provider. It works on artificial intelligence, it works on machine learning. Similarly, in healthcare also, the requirement became from a small dispensary. Today, you talk about a super specialty hospital. So you have a small dispensary, then you have a nursing home, then you have a hospital, then you have a specialty hospital, you have a multi-specialty hospital, you have a super specialty hospital. I remember when I was a child, if I had a cough, if I had a stomach pain, if I had an injury, anything, we used to go only to our doctor and take treatment from him. Today the world has changed. If you have got a cut, if you have a wound, you go to a surgeon. If you have got something related to your eye, you go to an ophthalmologist. If you have something related to your nerve, you go to a neurosurgeon or a neuromedical expert. If you have depression, then you go to a psychiatrist. If you have problems related to thyroid or blood, you have healthcare. Healthcare means if you have something related to your heart, you go to a cardiologist. If you have something related to your kidney, something related to your thyroid, something related to your diabetes, or you go to an endocrinologist. Globalization brought in specialization and special skill sets. But today's time, as what has happened is this paramedical segment, which I'm going to talk about today, has brought in enough opportunities for people who aspire to take up a career in medicine, not as a part of a doctor, but as a support staff to help a hospital, dispensary, nursing home, so specialty hospital, super specialty hospital, or a multi-specialty hospital. Things have changed completely. The skill set required is more. Today, a doctor doesn't have time. I remember in Apollo hospitals, I had my cousin brother, his name is M.R. Girinath. He does 16 surgeries every day related to heart. You can Google M.R. Girinath, you type. He's one of the best cardiovascular surgeons in India, just like Dr. Devi Shetty in Bangalore. He's from Apollo, Chennai. What he will do is, he has got assistants. Somebody will cut the skull, somebody will cut the nerve, somebody will keep the operation theater ready. Tuck, 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 he will do, he will go off. There's another ophthalmologic surgeon in Bangalore, his name is Dr. Padmanabh Rao. He does every day 15 cataract surgery. But do you think he'll do everything? No. There are people who help him and support him. They keep everything ready. One after another eye, he will do the surgery, remove the cataract. The other person will come and do this. So healthcare has created a separate segment, which is called as the paramedical segment or the allied healthcare segment. And it is one of the most sought professions today for those students who aspire to take a medical degree. Unfortunately, they don't get a medical seat because of various reasons. It could be merit, it could be cost, but this they can take up and take up a very good career and try to come up in their life and support the segment of healthcare in a much, much, much professional way. And in India, only medical colleges were offering all these allied healthcare courses, but because of the globalization and because of the new education policy and because of our nature of the university being the nature, we were able to start programs in allied health sciences. The only difference is we don't have a hospital, we don't have a nursing home. So what we do is we have tied up with world leaders like Apollo hospitals, like People Tree hospitals, like we are in talks with the CMI Aster, we are in talks with the Fortis to see that the practical training, all you get in the hospital, while the theoretical part is given by our university under the School of Allied Health Sciences. This is the figure what I'm given. If you read the slide, you can imagine which are the areas which you can come up and what is the job opportunities you have or the career opportunities you have in allied health sciences. Next, please. Yeah. Under the School of Allied Health Sciences, keeping in mind the students' interest, we have divided our programs into 3 specific domains. One basically is the healthcare domain. The healthcare domain, what are the areas you have? You have a BSc in biochemistry and genetics and biotechnology. You have a chemistry, BSc in forensic science. The last 4, cancer biology, nutrition and dietetics, optometry, virology and immunology. They are these healthcare core segments where students can take up careers. They do a BSc, they do a MSc, they do a PhD, they do a research. And in the healthcare segment, they have very huge opportunities to excel. Similarly, as you have seen today, I think I just wanted to share, my daughter, she's a doctor. She's doing a psychiatry. What she told in UK now is, most of the places, the day-to-day work is replaced by robots. So technology has brought in all these changes. So there is one in the healthcare sector only. There is one area which is called towards healthcare technology. The courses are anesthesia technology. If you want to be a part of the operation, if your interest is going to be into surgery, and you want to take up a career under a surgeon, then anesthesia is a very important thing, because before a person is operated, you're going to give them a local anesthesia. So there's a course on anesthesia technology. Or if you want to practice in the area of heart, you have a cardiac technology. Critical care are areas of concerns like cancer, dialysis, kidney failure. So you have critical care technology. Medical lab technologies, especially into the pathological lab segment. Pathological lab is what? Where you give your blood test. Now you know most of the time what happens is we have now COVID has disrupted the entire world in the last 2 years. And most of the airports, what they have done, most of the governments, they say you have to have an RT-PCR test to be done before and after arriving. Who does it? It is done by a pathologist. So this medical lab technology is related to that. They take the blood, they use the chemicals required. You do this, but a doctor certifies it. Because you as a student of allied health sciences, you don't have the authority to sign a report. You can prepare the report, a doctor has to sign, because in a world, only the MBBS qualified doctors in the area of allopathy are recognized by the government to sign the reports. But doctor doesn't have time to prepare these reports. It has to be done. He doesn't have time to work. He will be able to analyze the report what he has generated. Now a cardiac technician, what he does, the first test what they do is the ECG. When you take out an ECG, what they will do? They take out an ECG, the ECG will have waves. It has lines. Based on the lines, the cardiologist will say that this is the problem with your heart. Then they say you go for an echocardiogram, or they may go for an angiography, or he may say you go for angioplasty, or then they say valve replacement, or they say open heart surgery, or they say bypass surgery. They are all terms related to complexes what you have as a part of your heart system. Similarly, you have something called as medical record technology. Medical record technology is the data of the patients. Now, if you see most of the time, Google, when you go to a doctor and have your test done, and your doctor says after 3 months, you have to come for a report. So how it happens? From a Google, you get a message that your blood checkup, your heart checkup is due, your treadmill test is due, your kidney sugar test is due, your thyroid test is due. All those things is done by a medical record technology. Similarly, you would have had an operation 5 years ago. Somebody would have done a surgery on this. They would have put some valves, or they would have put some rods. That record is available as a part of the chronicle in the hospitals, where it is in the form of a soft copy, not any printout. Similarly, there's somebody would have done a cataract surgery for your right eye. That particular time, what was your medical readings? What was your blood pressure? What was your sugar level? All those things is done by a medical record technologies. Nuclear medicine technology is related to cancer, because you require nuclear chemicals which does the test. When you go for a chemotherapy, you would have heard about a word called chemotherapy, where atoms have to be used, or they use the radiums. All those things comes as a part of nuclear medicine technology. So you need to do a BSc, then you have to do a master's, and then you can do that. Operation theater technology is slightly different from anesthesia. Anesthesia is pre-operation. Post-operation, once the operation starts, operation theater technology does. Radiation is this is related to, again, nuclear medicine and radiation technology is related to chemotherapy or X-ray, what you do as a part of the test, what they do. Radiation basically is you require rays to be passed. Now you have a kidney stone. Kidney stone, what they do, they pass rays and they break the stones into pieces, and it comes out in the form of excavation. So that is the radiation technology's work. And the last one is, most of the people who don't control their diabetes, they have to go for dialysis. So a dialysis, the report and the prescription of the medicines is done by a doctor who is called as an endocrinologist. But the person who works on the dialysis is done by a renal dialysis technologist. Similarly, we have areas related to healthcare administration, healthcare management, information technology related for healthcare management, or you require something related to accounting. A student can take up a BBA or a BMS degree if he's looking into the managerial aspects. What is the managerial aspect? You have the functions of management like marketing, finance, HR, entrepreneurship, leadership, strategy. If you're looking at that type of a career there, then a bachelor's in, or a BBA, BMS or a BBA. BBA is a Bachelor of Business Administration. BMS is called as Bachelor of Management Studies. So this is how it for that. If you are want to take up a career in accounting, especially you want to look into the healthcare finances of an hospital, then BCom healthcare is the correct area of study. Now, last few days, or you can say a few years, healthcare tourism also, medical tourism has picked up very well. People say that Kerala is a center for medical tourism, especially into Ayurveda. So not only allopathic, you have the other Indian system of medicine, you have the Unani system of medicine, you have homeopathy, you have Ayurveda also. Now I think many of you would have seen that Pankaja Kasturi ad, which is given by Mohanlal. Basically, it is an Ayurvedic medicine which helps you in your breathing. Similarly, there would have been a lot of Ayurvedic capsules which was given to protect you or prevent you from COVID. So Ayurvedic basically is the conventional system of medicine which India is to follow. Then later on, after the Britishers came to India, the allopathic system, the world started looking into it. So Ayurvedic also is a tested system, but it is time consuming. There are people who have nerve disorders. They have spondylitis. They have some vertebrae problem. They may have some nerves between the fifth and the, or the first and the second vertebra. They may not be able to get up. For that, you have some oils, which is done by massaging. Some people, they are very obese. They want to reduce their weight. So there are some mud treatment given. So they all are come under the category of healthcare tourism. So it is a medical tourism towards the Indian system of medicine or the Unani system of medicine or towards homeopathy or towards Ayurvedic. But then for that also, there are people from abroad, they come. So when they come, you require their travel planning. You require them to see that they put them into proper place. You require them hospitality. You have to take care of their needs. You have to take them for their food, everything. So that segment also has picked up. So you can take up an administrative course as a BSc. You can take a management course as a part of BBA or BMS. And you can take up a BA course if you are looking into medical tourism or hospitality. You can take a BCom course for healthcare accounting. And the most recent one, especially when you have to create algorithms for creating robots. See, robots, they don't know how to work. You have to create the algorithms. So a doctor will say, the doctor will give a command, okay, I want him to pick up this knife. So you have to write an algorithm. There's a program which you have to write. Initially, it was coding followed by software development. Now it has changed from coding and programming, software development to algorithm based. Algorithm based are certain statistical and mathematical tools which are available. Those tools has to be converted into a program which it is available for healthcare. Now you have an ECG report has to be done. Now you have to create that ECG report. It has to read your nerves. It has to read your pulse. It has to, now your eyes has to test. What you do an ophthalmologist? You put a machine and read the power. A machine reads your power. How? When you feed it. Feeding that, all those creation of the software, creation of the algorithms, creation of the tools required for technology, they are done via computer application course for healthcare. So I have divided these three areas either into the core healthcare or technology with core healthcare or administration management, humanities or commerce as a part of healthcare. So these are the three domains which you have. Depending on your interest, you can take up any of these courses, which will give you an opportunity for you to take up a suitable career. But then since you are coming, you're not going for medicine, you need to have a bachelor's degree, you need to have a master's degree, followed by a doctorate degree, because in healthcare, you have to be addressed as doctor, and that can come only after you complete your doctorate. So it's a 3 years plus 2 years, and after your job, you can start doing along with your job a doctorate level qualification. See, if you, what happens, this is one area which is a specific area which has picked up very fast. Now, most of the students, what happens is, now most of the students we see during the last 2 years, you have not gone to your colleges, you have not gone to your campuses. You have been only seeing and glued to your computer. So you attend your classes, glued to the computer, and then you are not doing it. So suddenly what happens is, From a routine where you have all the activities together, you are confined to home. Similarly, if you see now, I think most of you would have watched the IPL tournament, and you would have seen that some of the players, they did not have form. I think Hardik Pandya is a classic example for Mumbai Indians. He played, he was not getting form. Suddenly what happened? He goes into depression. In spite of working hard, in spite of playing, in spite of practicing, he is not able to succeed. So when failure comes, automatically the depression comes. You as a student, you know, you used to score 90%. Suddenly you come into 60%. Parents start asking and questioning you, why only you got 60%? What happened? You are a bright student. This sort of negative thoughts, when it comes, you have to go to a psychologist. So counseling, clinical psychology, sometimes people management are all done by students from psychology background. As of now, our university, we have still not taken approval from the Rehabilitation Council of India, because we don't have students in the masters for a clinical psychology program. But if you are looking for a career in psychology, after your masters, for going for a doctorate level qualification, NIMHANS is the best institution in India. If you are settled in GCC countries, if you want to go to UK, then National Health Scheme UK is the best place for you to take up a program in psychology. In Bangalore, we have a program towards clinical psychology with a hospital, with 3 hospitals. We have Apollo Healthcare, we have People Tree Hospitals, and also we have with Vivo Healthcare. We have an MOU with them. But People Tree, they have a center for psychiatry. And that's a center for psychiatry. They treat students, patients. Patients in the sense could be a teenager, could be a school-going kid, could be an old man, could be a person of middle age, anything. And I think most of you would have seen that I think recently there was a Tamilian film actress, Samantha, who got divorced. But before the divorce, they have to undergo a counseling session. But then after, in spite of the counseling, if they don't get, then they get separated. So this is an emerging area, psychology. It's a future area where you can be a counselor for a school, you can be a counselor for a college, you can be a counselor for an university. And as per the regulations in India, you have to have a counselor for girls, especially in school. For teenage girls, most of the teenage girls, when they achieve puberty, their physical imbalance changes. When the physical imbalance changes, somebody has to be educated. And when you need to educate them, a mother will not be able to do, because mother may be knowledgeable enough. But in schools, we have seen especially these type of counselors, they counsel them and tell them there is nothing, it is a natural phenomenon, it's a routine. You have reached the age where you can do blah, 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 blah. They'll keep on telling and they take care. So this is one of the future areas, one of the emerging areas, and one of the evergreen areas. So whatever I'm talking about, the core areas in healthcare, the core technologies in healthcare, the administrative aspects in healthcare, or the psychology one in healthcare, all these are futuristic, all these are evergreen, and the more and more, because the first thing which I told was about Industry 4.0, which is based on interactive communication technology. And the entire business will change from what was happening through a face-to-face mode, through a virtual mode. I think most of you would have seen e-commerce business. Your classes happening through ICT-enabled learning now. Everything will change because the future is going to be like that. And healthcare will be one of the most prominent segments and sectors of business where ICT will be there, and this is going to be a future. And believe me, healthcare is one profession where there is no recession. Till the time a human being is alive, he requires healthcare support. And with more and more technology coming, more and more comfort coming. I still remember when I started as a kid, I used to walk, I used to cycle. But today, your parents have been so kind enough that they give you the best of the best comfort, because whatever difficulties your parents have undergone, you have not undergone all those difficulties, because it's every parent's dream that the children should get the best education, the best experience of their life. When you get all those things, there is a tendency that you ignore healthcare. So healthcare becomes very important. Why do you go to a gym? You do a treadmill there because you need to perspire. Why you're not able to perspire? Because you don't get time. Why? Because you go to an air-conditioned office. You go to at home, you have got air conditioning. You're not able to devote time for all those things. And last 2 years, you have been confined to home because you're not allowed to go out. So that is a time when all these things will come, and healthcare is going to be an evergreen profession. In order, I think in my earlier speech also I had told, now also I am telling, we as an university, since we are not a medical college, we have an MOU with the Apollo MedSkills. Apollo MedSkills is the training division of the Apollo hospitals. So any students who join us, they get an applied learning right from the second year till the 4th year, because many of the courses are 4 years duration, except for the courses related to administration. So this 4-year course, you require the second year, 3rd year, and 4th year of your study, you will be learning with Apollo hospitals or with Vivo Healthcare. And since if you see, normally there is a belief that for information technology and management or business studies, it is US. For healthcare, it is UK. They are the people who have navigated, UK and of course Europe. They have navigated more into the healthcare segment. So with the Health Academy UK also, we have got an exclusive MOU where you will have all the latest tools, techniques, and the developments, what is happening in that world, so that you are geared up to face the challenges of the healthcare segment once you pass out after completing the degree program with us, if you are selected or if you take admission. All of you would have read about Mahabharata. Mahabharata, I think in one of the stories I have read, the Guru Dronacharya had called all his Shishyas, and there was a fish which was moving round and round, and there was a water pond, and he asked all his Shishyas to see what they say in the pond. Somebody told, sir, I'm seeing the water. Somebody said, I'm seeing something. But it was only Arjun. What he told, I am seeing only the eye of the fish which you have told us to see. Seeing the reflection, he uses his arrow and hits the eye of the fish. That is in Mahabharata time. But in your time, during the next 4 years, whenever you are associated with us, this train is the longest train in India. It starts in Dibrugarh, which is in the northeastern part of India, and goes to Kanyakumari, which is the southernmost tip. I think the place where the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal meet, the southernmost tip of India. It takes around 79 hours for the train to reach the destination. It leaves there. So in between, there are so many stations which they get. But once the train starts, it reaches. So in your 4 years of your study, there will be a lot of opportunities where you may get distracted. But understand one thing, even if you get distraction, you should not lose your focus. Your parents are taking interest in you to give you a very good education platform so that you could be better than what they have achieved in life. So during your studies, you may have activities, you may have friends, you may have many things which can give you opportunities for you to get distracted. Don't get distracted. Your focus is to join a program, take up a program, complete the program, excel in the program, and join the profession what you would like to do, and bring laurels not only to your family, not only to your parents, not only to the university what you have studied, but to yourself. That's why I gave this example. Whenever you choose a career, you should start immediately, should not wait long, because you are in an era where opportunities are huge and the competition also is very, very severe. So you need to take up decisions very fast. It should be based on your decision, what you want to achieve in life, not because your parents have told, not because of your friends have told, not because somebody else is telling, not because of your teachers. Today, Google has given you enough data. And I think you all are born with an Android app or with an Apple app. So you can use an Android phone or an Apple phone, download any of the things from Google. Enough information is there. Collect all the information, convert it into good questionnaires. There are counselors who will counsel you. In our university, we have a team. I think Rajkumar is there to guide you all there in Oman. Even if he is not there, we have a team in Bangalore. I have Akansha, who is a part of the team. They will guide you and tell you what is correct for you. Collect the information what they are giving. Again, correlate it and then take a decision. But once you have taken a decision, there is no looking back. So from Dibrugarh, you have to reach Kanyakumari. At the same time, don't take up a career because of somebody else's influence or somebody is telling you what you like. Today, you are in a world where every course what you take, every program what you select, all those programs have got enough opportunities. You can take up and you can navigate and you can be successful.
Yes, sir. I'm available here. I'm in Muscat. I'm available, and I already shared my contact details to all the parents, students. They are inquiring, and we have question answer session. So
Yeah, this is the last slide. I think I have to tell them. See, whatever qualification you are achieving now is only a platform for you to enter the corporate world or the business world or this. But I remember I can take my own example. I started with a bicycle. Then when I was about to get married, I took a Bajaj scooter. But when the Bajaj scooter came, that in my area, I'm talking about the mid-80s, it was a premium brand. But today where they are, they didn't upgrade themselves with the need of the consumer and they're out of the market. Nokia phone is a classic example. The first phone which I purchased, a mobile phone, was a Nokia phone. That particular phone, I remember it was called as sturdy. It was called as very economical. Everything was there. But they felt that whatever technology they have, that was good for them. What happened to them? They didn't upgrade to Android. They are out of the market. Now they are struggling to navigate. There's so many brands which has come. Take the case. I think my generation, I remember every marriage was a Kodak film. Today they are out of the market. Because today I think your cameras itself are able to take out better videos and better films. You had a video cassette recorder which used to have videos. Now you don't require. Internet gives you all the required platform. So as a part of your learning in future also, you need to reskill yourself, upskill yourself according to the demand. When I was 40 years old, that was the first step because I never felt the need for learning computers. That was the time when I was 40 years old, I remember I started typing ASDF, GH, semicolon, LKJH. And the first thing what I learned when I learned in computer was the DOS commands. They said, create a family. 1 hour I sat and gave, my family is very big. So 4 fathers to my family I created. There were about 186 members I created. It said delete. I deleted all. I couldn't save. The first learning what I learned from learning computer was whatever you create, you should save. So what I'm trying to tell is that the learning what I changed from a person who was doing manual to using a technology-enabled platform to do it. And today Zoom has taught us to connect any part of the world using the digital platform. So you also need to reskill and upskill yourself. Whatever learning you do once you pass out from the campus is only the basis for you to enter into a good professional world. To keep ahead of time, to keep in tune with time, you need to see that you are able to learn, unlearn yourself, relearn yourself, and see that you are ahead or in tune of the demands of the businesses. This is just for you to go through it. These are the areas where you can get job opportunities. You can just read a few of the companies we have shown for allied health sciences, for forensic science, for life sciences.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and guidance to the students, parents. And I would like to add here.
These logos they can see, they're good. somebody has got a question on consulting, I can tell what roles they have, but they can have a look and ask questions on the job opportunities also.
Yeah.
Yeah, now again, you can have question answers. These are our sports achievers, what we have. But before, thank you, the question answer. Yeah. Yeah, no. Rajkumar, I'm open for questions. If somebody wants to ask, I can give 15 minutes. We can devote depending on the time what they have.
So yeah, so I'll request to our moderator team from Avenir, if you can take questions, so we can address common questions. If we can address here later, I already
Okay,
shared
yes,
my
sir.
contact. Yeah.
Yes.
And one more thing, sir, I would like to add. The
Is
industry,
you can
it's going to
consolidate the
become.
questions, common questions, and then I can answer them. That will be easier. There may
And
be
one thing,
questions
sir,
of similar nature.
yeah. One thing I would like to add here, this allied health professional, I just recall to all the parents, students, when they fill any reservation or anything, there is one column, salutation column, doctor, Mr., Mrs. So doctor oblique HP, HP is health professional. So, you know, everywhere there's a need of health professional. It's ATP, all-time professional. So, you know, it's ATP can become ATM. So anytime they can earn, anytime they are available, it's all-time profession. This is called allied health. So it's, yeah, Akansha, can you take questions one by one?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sirs. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. Sirs, may I now invite our moderator to conduct the Q&A session.
Only request that if common questions, if you are able to collate, then it will be easier for me to answer the questions. If there is anything in common. If it is specific, no problem.
Thank you so much, sir, for your session.
Thank you, madam.
Some of the questions are there in the Q&A box. I'll just
Yes.
read the questions from there.
Okay, madam.
Is there a scope in veterinary science in the university? I think sir has, Rajkumar sir has answered already. That
We
it
don't
is-
have. We don't have a medical college. We don't have homeopathic. We don't have Ayurvedic. We don't have Hunani. And we don't have veterinary science, madam. That is basically
so
for
related-
animals, madam. It's a course related to this. Also a BSc course, a BSc in veterinary science. It is, they have to go to the website and see the list of veterinary colleges available in Google in India. Then they have to apply. Just like medical, there is an examination for veterinary sciences and they need to apply for that and take it up.
Thank you, sir. And another question is, how much percentage is required for the admission to the college and entrance exam?
Ma'am, normally what we do is, when a student joins our course, they would be, their examinations would not have happened. They would be writing their 12th standard exams, but before that, the results would not have come. So normally when we conduct the entrance test, it is after their exams of 12th standard. But depending on the demand of the course, the admissions happen. But then what we generally do actually is, there may be some reasons why the student has not. Last year, the cutoff was at 80%, madam, for an open merit.
Okay, sir.
But there are reservations, madam. And at the same time, we also have consideration on humanitarian grounds. And there are some regulations meant for students, especially from the NRI category, the PIO category, then sponsored by NRIs and foreign nationals. Therefore, on a case-to-case basis, we see, but then everything boils down to the number of seats and the demand for the program. But then we counsel the student and try to say, but mostly as of now, especially in the NRI category, if they have a decent percentage means around 65, 70, 75, we give them the seat, provided they clear the JET examination.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your enlightening words. Over to the compares.
Thank you, sirs and ma'am. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have gotten a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization.
As we have come to an end of this session, I reckon it a privilege to put my gratitude into words. Let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residence. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speakers, Mr. Rajkumar Jain, Dr. Ishwaran Iyer, and Ms. Akansha from Jain Group of Institutions. Thank you, sirs and ma'am. This session was truly informative and enlightening. It ignited new perspectives in front of us. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, and other esteemed members of the board. Thank you, sirs and ma'ams, for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the President, Indian School Wadi Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the committee for their overwhelming encouragement at all times. I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our tower of strength and source of motivation, our respected principal, Mr. D.N. Rao. We would also like to thank the honorable principals of all participating schools in the MENA region, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching community of all participating schools for their support, guidance, and active involvement.
We are also indeed grateful for our platinum sponsors, StudyGo, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Vellore Institute of Technology, and Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College Oman, Thapa Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, and MIT World Peace University. And our media partner, Arabian Stories, and digital partner, Spectrum, for their constant support. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session of our Global Career Fair Avenue 2021 a grand success. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to the ISWK team behind the scenes, working tirelessly and making Avenue 2021 a tangible reality. Last but not the least, I thank Almighty God for making this session a great success. Thank you all. Do join us for the upcoming sessions we have with Chef Milan Gupta. His presentation titled, Make Your Own Recipe and Cook It with Passion, from 5:45 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. in room number 3. Simultaneously, we have Mr. Michael De Mello with his presentation titled, Soar Higher, Dream Bigger, Work Harder, in room number 4. Then from 7 to 7:45 p.m., we have ISM International School of Management in room number 1 and Dr. Saleh Al-Busaidi with his speech on embracing environmental sustainability in room 2. Signing off are your compares for this session, Javasha and Disha. Take care and have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thanks to all of you. Thanks to Dr. Ishwaran sir for such a wonderful session. Thanks, Akansha, and I'm really thankful to all the member of Avenir team in such a first international event, and I am the senior participant, university representative. Last 3 years I'm participating, and I'm sure every year we are getting good numbers of students, and this platform is good for all. Thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you all, the team of Avenir 2021 for giving us an opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sirs and ma'am. Thank you.